Welcome to Beyond Profile. Today is September 27th, and market's higher than where we left them yesterday afternoon. Interesting thing about what we've been talking about the last few weeks, and actually this is going on now for 2 months, is that the market is in a balanced trading situation here, where we are finding, if you just take this rectangle box and look at really what's going on, you have unfair highs and you have unfair lows. Anytime the market gets down to this area, which we would call unfair lows, it's at a discount. It seems that people are willing to buy down here at the bottom end of the rotation just to take it back to the top side again. And that's exactly what we've got cooking this morning in this market. An interesting thing for September here would be this 88, 89 level, very high volume territory for the month of September. Now this will act as a major roadblock if in fact we get there this today. Today's trading, actually we're trading what, 77s, we've been as high as what, 79s. Whether we get there or not today, we did get the gap fill yesterday into the close. Alright, the market was just like a magnet sitting there. After we broke out above the initial balance of the market, that continued just to rock and roll higher yesterday in the ES market. So that's been taken care of. Like I said, the only other thing we would have as a major hurdle here would be the breakdown area. And I remember this fairly well on that day, on the FOMC day, because the market did like a 15-minute bear flag within this candle, and then it broke down hard, and then we closed at that 1154 number to the downside. So to the top side, this has got to be, this has got to be overcome here, 88, 89 area in the markets. On a pullback, you've got a volume node here at 65s, 1165. You can see that volume node on the chart there, 1165. So you're kind of pinned here if we say 88s, 89s back down to 65s. And again, the thing is that this was a clean drop. We call that an imbalanced state. And what do we have? We have a clean imbalanced state right straight back up. This market's still balanced. We're not making new highs. We're not making new lows. It's still auctioning within that range. How long is this going to continue to do this? Nobody really knows. At some point, though, we know that this balance area will get resolved, and that means that we'll have a directional vertical development up and out, which would mean up and out of these 1218s back into here, or a breakdown underneath these levels. The way that it was shaping up, I thought for sure we were going to see a breach of the 1100 area, which would have been a breach of this whole area, which actually would have been something we would have been watching for, a break of that, and it could go down, 1050 down here. One of the things that I would watch for, though, when that would occur would be if they came through, pierced this prior low, and then immediately the next day or that same day come back and put itself back inside the balance area. At that point, I would have been, more than happy to be the biggest bull around, because I know a probe failure on one side of this value area without any follow through will send this all the way to the other end of the balance area and out. So I would be looking for something like that if that were to occur. It did not occur. So we're still in the balance area, and this market's still facilitating trade within this 100 point, 120 point value area, if you will, where they're finding balance territory back and forth now going on. This is the last week of September, so we've got 2 months now of balance. I do know the larger that the value area is, the more mature that the profile or the balance area is, the more significant the move will be when we break either out of this to the upside or break to the downside. It will be it'll be a big move, and because this is almost like it's coiling here, building up energy for its next major move, either up and out or down and out in this market. All right, so for today, we've got to kind of be bullish mindset. Shorts, when we start getting up into this level responsively, can it continue to go higher this morning? Sure it can. Do we see some retracements? Yeah, more than likely, because when you start looking at the 30-minute chart of overnight, what do we have here in this market? Now, let me grab, that's the NASDAQ. Let me grab the S&P. You have... it's really kind of clean and fluid coming down, isn't it? When you look at the 30-minute chart from last night, right? You had, here's 48s. This is where we filled the gap last night, 55s. So we had some energy in here, and actually for the week, this is where the value area high is. So the 2 days of trading. So currently, we're outside of value. I can see us coming back into this level here. If you look at the profile on the right-hand side, there's nothing here. There's no volume. Here's some volume here, and then going into the close and sideways up until almost what time was that? 1 o'clock in the morning. All right, Eastern Standard Time. So back retracing the 60s today wouldn't be out of the question from these levels up here. All we need to do is see some sort of supply coming in, and then we can look for rotation back down. And there's some low volume pockets even back to the 50 level here if we were to break 57s. 57s, if you remember right, huge number on the composite, and that's been really an anchor point for us. It used to be the old 63 on the old contract, and now it's the 57 level. All right, folks, have a good trading day, and we'll see you in the room.